endless darkness, the formless, chaotic void, and within it, countless glimmers, tiny worlds. Of course, ours was already a civilization that prided itself on its knowledge of vortex physics. We revelled in our supposed sophistication with the infinite realm of the interdensities, or as the folklorists and poets often called it, the strata. For millennia, our highest councils attempted to find ways to truly breach and utilize the potentials of the strata. Our cities grew and changed as we did, and always memories of that fabled realm told to us in the lighthouses as children. But something disturbing was happening as the cities changed their shape. An underclass was growing, where before there had been only the struggles and doubts of a studious, sentient life. Resources were being denied to seemingly random members of our society. Such a thing was unheard of. As children, the lighthouses taught us that joy, creativity, and compassionate intellect were the birthrights of all who dwelled within the boundaries of our particular realm. To deny an entity the rights and materials of a prosperous life was so utterly foreign to us that when it began happening, we could scarcely communicate it. I remember that an anxiety began to descend over the cities. We had all heard tales from those who were able to peer into the strata, the dream tellers of the highest councils, and the artists of the ground. But we did not imagine that such a darkness could find its way into our world. What I remember the most is how the city began to change. In the lighthouse as a child, my teacher taught how to use meditation to view the cities as flickering time-lapse imageries. In these visions, I saw that everything scintillating and subtle began to get heavier and darker. At first in the minds of the city's inhabitants, then in the city itself, until the two were indistinguishable. Dream tellers here and there tried to open our eyes to it, in the vain hope of staving it off. Even the skies grew darker. The process was insidiously gradual, and though we live exceedingly long lives, we were unprepared for it. Our new underclass seemed angry and resigned both at once, and it disturbed me. The mighty, compassionate councils of old had become a fractured, infighting collection of groups vying for power. The most powerful among them was the Ambients, an alliance of resource holders and former dream tellers. They were corrupt and voracious, using the bastardized wisdom of the ancient lighthouses to consolidate their power. Poets wept, storytellers banished to the peripheries, as the Ambient tried to remove all traces of the loving civilization we once were. But corruption in any realm forces the existence of a counterculture. Fancying myself as an amateur poet, I joined this counterculture. But life is difficult without resources. I saw pain and death and endless suffering. And I realized what a life of privilege I had lived, as I watched my home darken and defile itself, as I did nothing but muse. But we were as children in the path of a splinter storm, having never witnessed such a thing firsthand before. I do not wish the fate of my kin and my kind to be the fate of your world. That is why I tell this tale. Choose differently. Choose wisely. And understand that humility is posterity, and posterity is strength. And without this strength, you cannot intercede the encroaching darkness. You cannot rise up and stand strong. Without this humility and strength, you will never truly remember who and what you are. You are the stuff of suns and stars and universes. You are the stuff of dreams not thought possible. You are the stuff of miracles. The ambient wish to deny this understanding to my kith and my kin. If only we had listened to the dream tellers and the artists of the ground. Perhaps then my world would not have become a mere analogue.